So, um, well, I remembered what the name, what the title, what off is meant to refer to, even though I didn't show it, because if you choose the batter's ending, he goes up to that switch in that final room and switches it to off, and the game ends that way. Um, my thought is, so the batter and the queen were created by Hugo, based on his parents. And I think the implication is the queen, was presiding over the zones and protecting him. Like, that's how he saw his mother. Even though she eventually had to give him up or leave or something. Maybe she died. It's unclear, but she, like, left Hugo at some point. And he's afraid of his father. But the batter seems to think that Hugo created him too. And if that's the case, then the batter's like manifest by Hugo for some reason. And the batter's whole thing is about destroying the world, but he thinks he's purifying it. He thinks he's making things right. So I think either it could be that Hugo wants to destroy everything, wants to, like, he's if you as you go through the zones, everything's kind of miserable, isn't it? You've got, the modern day jobs, like modern, like corporate lifestyle that's pretty miserable. Um, you have the library that where you like can't even read the books, and you have the factory where people's dead bodies when they die are being turned into the sugar that feeds everybody else. Like, on top of all that, the ghosts of the dead are haunting everyone, the specters. And I feel like that, I don't know, I get the sense that like the world is breaking down and miserable, and the batter is kind of tearing it all down, like kind of anarchy. Um, but it's also a created reality. Like this, I feel like the world in Op is not the real world. Like the Hugo that we quote purify in the room in the final chapters of this game is like the representation of the real child. And so one interpretation, particularly of the batter's ending, is that this is like coming to terms with, like, Hugo is actually an adult at this point, and maybe the batters also represents him a little, and that he's coming to terms with and closing the book on his troubled childhood. Maybe that's like maybe a positive way to take this. Um, but I love this game. I still don't totally understand it as much as I would like to. I feel like it's the kind of game that doesn't necessarily have those clear answers, you know? Uh, it if anything, it needs somebody like a David Lynch to say, no, I'm not going to tell you what it's about, you know? Anyway, I love it. I love the music. Like, the music really makes me love a game like this more than I would otherwise. So, Alias Conrad Coldwood is as integral to this experience as Mortis Ghost himself, in my eyes. In my ears, I should say.